It's actually a very good morning, and I'd like to welcome you to Mkuu video series. Today we'll be talking about port security. A lot of my students have been asking about port security and how can actually we be able to have port security on our switch. So I'll just give a brief on how we can do this, and the essence of the reason for port security is basically to restrict input on any interface by limiting and identifying MAC addresses of workstations that are allowed to access a port. However, there are some guidelines when you want to think about port security, and one of the guidelines is a secure port cannot be a trunk port, right? When you connect two or more switches, you cannot have that having security on that port, which is basically a trunk port. A secure port cannot be a destination port for a switch port analyzer, what we call span. If you want to analyze your port, you cannot have port security on that particular port. And finally, a secure port cannot belong to an ether channel. An ether channel, we're talking about where you're connecting one or more ports as a channel where they act as one link. So I'll just go straight into it, where we want, for instance, on our port, let's say F08, we will do or configure port security on this, so that if there be any other PC connected to this particular port, then it actually shuts down. And how do we go about this? I'll just click on my switch and go to the command line, just enter, and I will go straight into my configurations, which is to port interface fast Ethernet 08. I'll do my basic configurations, then I go to the interface fast Ethernet 0/8. Then I will make this switch port, the mode is access. Remember, we said you cannot have a port as a trunk port where you have security. The next command will be switch port port security, port security, like that. Switch port security is a command by itself, so you need to note that it is a command by itself. Then we want to have a maximum. A maximum, you're basically saying how many MAC addresses are allowed on this particular port. If I put a question mark, you'll actually see we have actually up to 132. I will choose 1, right? The number of MAC addresses allowed. Then I will say this one MAC address. How do I learn that MAC address? And the command to learn this MAC address, I will say sticky. Sticky just means that the first MAC address that I learn, I stick, or it sticks to my MAC address table, and it is the one that will stick to that particular port. So my command is switch port security MAC address sticky. Now, if I come with another MAC address, another PC, what should happen, right? We have violations, right? And if I put a question mark, you'll see our options for violation. I have protect, restrict, and shut down. If you choose protect, you can actually permit any known MAC addresses while dropping their known MAC addresses, and no notifications will be sent. If you say restrict, what happens is that any the MAC addresses that are not known, they will be dropped, and once dropped, then there'll be a counter increment, and this will cause notifications on your SNMP, right? So basically you're saying that a message will be sent that there is actually a MAC address that has been dropped trying to get into your network. So what do we do? I will choose shut down so that we can actually shut down our interface, right? So our commands from the top basically get to my port, then I make the port an access port, then the maximum, which is 1, I've only allowed 1 MAC address, then sticky sticks to that, then once violated, it will actually shut down. right? So let us see. I'll just make some pings to the other PCs. Okay, 8.2 is on my left. Okay, then I have 8.5 the other side, which is that one. Okay, then I can actually just copy that so that my MAC address will know. If I say show MAC address table, I can actually be able to see the MAC addresses and the ports. So with that, let me just try again and ping so that my MAC address table lands. Great. So the next thing I want to do, let us change a PC or bring in another PC on port F08. What I'll do, I can just bring in a PC. Okay, then I will give it an IP address. Let's see, 192.168.20. Okay, on the default class. Then I'll remove this connection 08, and I will put the connection this PC to 08 like that. Okay, then we see what actually happens. Okay, once it's up, I'll try and ping this particular IP address 8.20 from my end. Ping, let me do this, 192.168.8.20, and I enter. Okay, let's see what happens. It's timed out and it goes red. See, it times out and it goes red, simply because this is a new MAC address that has been learned by my switch, and we said once the MAC address is learned, the violation just shuts it down. Okay, if I come to my switch and I can say show port security, and I go to interface FA0/8 and I enter, it actually tells me it is enabled and now it is shut down because there is a violation. Okay, and the last known MAC is that MAC, right? So based on that, it actually works. If I would come now and put my original PC, for instance, that and I put 08, it is still shut down. So what I need to do, I need to go to the particular interface, right? Go to interface config T, say interface FA0/8, then I say shutdown, then I say no, let me just move it so that see, then I say no shutdown, like that, and it will come up. So with that simple brief, I hope you've learned something on how to do switch port configuration. Just do your practice and it will work. You can slow down, you can redo the video just to confirm. I hope this has been informative for you, and I wish to thank you for viewing. Kindly subscribe to Mwalimu Mkuu and let's engage. Thank you and have a good day, morning, evening, or whatever it is.